Tonight on Joy News Prime, by majority decision, the Finance Committee approves the controversial e-levy, but the minority says though they have lost at the committee level, they will take the fight to the plenary.
They can defeat us at the committee, but I strongly believe that when we come to the floor, all the 137 NDC MPs will stand firm with the ordinary Ghanaian in ensuring that e-levy does not see the light of the day.
We'll be taking you to Parliament as the House debates the controversial e-levy. Meanwhile, mobile money vendors are threatening to hit the streets to protest the e-levy.
So it will affect us. So on this coming demonstration, we all be available there and do a gargantuan demonstration.
Also in this bulletin, Foreign Affairs Ministry places travel ban on 3 countries following the upsurge in Omicron cases in those countries. And in business,
Economist Professor Godfred Bokpen reiterates opposition to the e-levy system. It would not achieve the intended purpose.
It's wrong. Implementing is going to be problematic. You are taxing movement of money. You are not taxing transactions. And it's neither consumption tax nor income tax. You can't place it here or there.
You're watching us live from our studios in Kokomlemle. We are on your digital terrestrial TV because we are free to air. We are on GoTV channel 144 and DSTV channel 421. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Do stay tuned in for the details. Many thanks for choosing us. Parliament's Finance Committee has approved the controversial 1.75 e-levy by a majority decision. The approval at the committee level was subjected to a vote. 12 minority members voted against the e-levy, whilst 12 majority members also voted for the approval of the e-levy. The chairman of the Finance Committee, Kweku Kwarteng, broke the tie by voting for the e-levy to give the majority 13 votes. Addressing the media, ranking member on the committee, Dr. Kesela Toforson, said although the minority have lost at the committee level, they will take the fight against the e-levy at the plenary level.
We in the NDC, led by myself, invoke our standing orders, Order 211, that calls for a division. So we subjected the decision to a vote. At that point, the NDC 12 members on the committee voted against it, and the MPP 12 members of the committee, without the chairman, voted in favor of the motion that they should carry it on a certificate of urgency. You agree with me that if you look at Order 2115, the chairman of the committee does not have an initial vote, or an original vote, but he only has a casting vote. The chairman decided to exercise his right under the casting vote and voted in favor for us to consider the e-levy and the certificate of urgency. Without understanding the need for us to listen carefully to the people that have issued press releases and others that have submitted memorandum to Parliament. We are sad. We are sad not only because we lost, but we felt that the MPP does not believe in democracy, and if they are determined to do something, they want to push it regardless of the cost. We then decided to sit in and not to boycott the processes. We do not believe that we should boycott it, and we should sit in and, where possible, as much as we can, we get the bill improved or deleted completely. To start with, we propose that we delete the clause 1 of the bill that imposed the tax at 1.75%. We have said that we do not believe that mobile money transactions should be taxed. Our posture is that don't tax Momo. Don't tax Momo. And we've signaled it that we do not believe that mobile money services should be taxed. We believe that mobile money service is only a medium of exchange. And of course, it's a choice. This insensitive NPP government is telling us that they are going to subject that to another tax of 1.75%. We cannot accept that. This is the first time I'm seeing a tax of this kind. In fact, I have followed tax policy globally for a very long time. I have not seen a tax policy of this kind before and do not believe that this should be allowed to stand. I want to say that we in the minority will not stop there. We will take the fight to the plenary. We will fight for the ordinary Ghanaian, and we will ensure that e-levy will die today. They can defeat us at the committee, but I strongly believe that when we come to the floor, all the 137 NDC MPs will stand firm with the ordinary Ghanaian in ensuring that e-levy does not see the light of the day.
Let's get to Parliament and speak with correspondent Pakwesi Parker-Wilson. Parker, what's the latest in Parliament? Has a report been submitted to plenary for debate?
I shall not yet. It's still at the printing stage. As I speak to you, the House has suspended for about 30 minutes. And so making or giving way for the report to be printed so that members can have a copy of the report, and subsequently it will be subjected to a vote.
Now, we are hearing that the minority seek to challenge the e-levy when it is brought to plenary. I mean, how do they intend to do this? Because you said earlier that it's being a game of numbers, 13 against 12. Now, in the chamber, there will be 137, 138. So how do they intend to do that?
Well, some of them are hoping that when there is a
Parker-Wilson is our man in Parliament, and he's explaining to us how the minority intend to fight this. The minority has lost the fight at the committee level, but they intend to fight at the plenary. Parker, if you're back, let's hear you.
Yeah, so Aisha, I was making the point to you that the NDC is of the view that they hope that when the levy is brought before the House and there's a full debate, how they advance their argument would influence the decision of some of the NPP MPs to support their cause. So by extension, they want to cut the support of some of the NPP MPs so that they can reject the e-levy. On the other side, they also say, or on the other hand, they say that they would advance their argument for Ghanaians to know that indeed they are against the e-levy. They will make sure that there are 137 in the chamber and 137 NDC MPs who vote against it. In the event that they are defeated in the process, at least Ghanaians will know that they voted against it and that it is just the NPP who is insisting on imposing further hardship on them. And that one, the decision would be left to the ordinary Ghanaian to make going forward and to know the kind of government they are living with. So that is the only hope that the NDC is counting on. But apart from that, if you look at the numbers, if the NPP has all their numbers in the chamber, what it means is that the Momo tax will be carried through and is going to take effect from next year.
Parker, is it likely to happen today?
As for today, it will happen. It will happen. But the question is, what time? So we're made to understand that the bill was going to be put before the House. The report, the Finance Committee's report, was going to be put before the House around 5 p.m. Now it's 7 p.m. actually, and so we've been told that they are still printing it. Some have told me that probably around 8 p.m. it would be before the House. So up until then, we will not know when the bill will actually be brought before the House. But we know what is certain is that the bill obviously will be put before the plenary for consideration, and that is where the debate will begin.
Parker-Wilson is our man in Parliament. We'll still be bringing you updates as to when we get it. But let's show you why the outcome of this e-levy debate is quite crucial, especially to your pocket. And let's go on to this. The telecommunication companies and mobile money operators have agreed to reduce the charges on peer-to-peer transaction by 25% amid the possible introduction of the e-levy. Now, this is how it's going to affect you. If your transaction amount is 50 cedis, then the current charge should be 50 pesos. But then after the 25% reduction, you are now going to be charged 38 Ghana pesos. If your transaction amount is 100 cedis, usually you should have paid 1 cedi, but now with the reduction, you have 75 Ghana pesos. Now, 200 cedis transaction amount is supposed to ordinarily charge you 2 cedis, but for the reduction, you have to pay 1.5, 1 cedi 5 pesos. If it's 300 cedis that you're transacting, you were supposed to pay 3 cedis, but for the reduction, you're now paying 2 cedi 25 pesos. Now, if your transaction amount is 400 cedis, you're ordinarily going to pay 4 cedis as charged, but when the reduction takes effect, then you are now going to pay 3 cedis. Now, if it's 500 cedis, then you are supposed to pay 5 cedis, but if the reduction takes effect, you will now be paying 3 cedis 80 pesos. So this e-levy, when agreed on, will make a lot of difference in your pockets. Now, mobile money vendors are kicking against the proposed taxation of electronic transactions. Some vendors say the proposal will have adverse effects on their business. A statement from the Momo Association indicates that the association will be staging a protest to get the government to rescind its decision. Some of the vendors who have been speaking to us say they will join the protest.
It's me, because even without the levy, the 1.75 levy, my customers are complaining. And they were like, if they implement the 1.75 this thing, they will deduct their money from mobile money. I think they will withdraw their money from mobile money. They will not transact anymore. And I think it will bring my business down. So I'm not in support of that.
175, you know, the 1.75, you know, the about affecting a business, a business, no alcohol from crowd, because if somebody wants to send money to his family members, I don't think the person will come to us for the transaction, because if the person goes and withdraw their money, because of the charges, the charge is bigger than the order they say, you know, they don't come here and send the money. So it will affect us. So on this coming demonstration, we all be available there and do a Gangantuan demonstration.
You live in say either say government implement here, a bit my hard drink akra, and men can say behar drink akra. In the case of Sabia, Union move school. Maybe I sending 200 cedis. 200 cedis I send my union or Kakuino, or Beboka fans 4 cedis. And also, I be quite against you know. It's baby now so bad. I be jam mobile money transaction here, because say you live in the bar. I be my mobile money Jumana there. Aba form. And baby now so be try say bank transaction than mobile money, because of percentage net that's on high. Because all of sending 100 cedis. Now be to your charge of 4 cedis. Obi be professor the bank bank direct. No akwa imo. Since over be mobile money. Na the confusion aba. And I meet maka. By the best government they say bia. Should get say bia. Obi ye flow and say either so be reduce to ABI limit into bit me afford the ya. I nyina be stable am ye there bit my transaction there. Be good am I. And I meet maka.
Say Kamuti at the number 0.25%. Namo the tone back that. Namo somati tone swa. Kabebo bet 1.75 the ebi wompao. Because this year I'm saying Yajimano kwa am say Yajimano no. Yajimano pesa say because o man for say a year we be see no on be music in akoto bank. O man fa mobile money bi. Yeso eni jima be jima we ya na ye. Nto mumma mo hwe mbo ya nyasa.
Let's now look at the country's current COVID-19 situation. 6 more cases of the new strain Omicron has been detected in some communities in the country. Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Anthony Nsiah-Sarah, who confirmed this to Joy News, will not disclose the areas, but says the airport still leads in the detection of more positive cases. Despite the danger associated with the Omicron strain, Dr. Nsiah-Sarah tells Joy News he's hopeful vaccination against the strain will offer significant protection.
Continue testing also within the community. And now we've realized that we knew that at least some of them will slip into the community. So the Omicron has come in. The Omicron transmits so fast, and that's why it makes it very dangerous. Because a lot of people will be infected. There are a few people who are very vulnerable. So we believe that during this time that we have very few cases in country, and since we have a lot of vaccines in the country, to vaccinate as many people as possible so that when they are even infected, they will not be sick. One of the most important things about COVID-19 fight is to make sure that you reduce the number of hospitalizations so that we can use the critical care beds for other cases. Because if you put one COVID-19 case in an isolation center or in an intensive care unit, you cannot put any patient there again. So we have to make sure that we don't have so many very sick patients. And God being so good, cases that we have seen even during this Omicron period, who are vaccinated, only about 2% of them are vaccinated. About 98% of them are about unvaccinated people, which means that the vaccinated people, even if they are positive, don't exhibit signs and symptoms, but they can infect.
Okay.
So taking the passengers, testing them, and isolating the positive cases will reduce the number of cases which is being done. Because since the beginning of this month, in fact, from the second week of December, most of the cases that we are seeing for the first week of December and the first week of December are mostly about 60% of them are from the airport.
Okay.
So in the community, there are very few cases. In fact, there are about 10 of the regions for the past 1 month don't have any positive case. So it's a good sign for us. But we have to work hard, increase our vaccination, and then testing at the airport, isolating them, and making sure that they don't go into the community.
Meanwhile, Foreign Affairs Ministry has placed a travel ban on 3 countries following the upsurge in Omicron cases in those countries. Excerpts of the statement release reads, Government of Ghana has initiated temporary travel restrictions on all travelers arriving from Israel from Monday, December 20. There's another temporary ban which has been placed on people from Malta, and it says permission will have to be obtained from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in special cases. To this end, yes, so the second one is from South Korea, and the ministry says to this end, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration wishes to state that the general public should take note of the above and adhere to it accordingly. There's a third temporary ban, which is on all travelers to and from Malta, with effect from Monday, December 20. The ministry wishes to indicate that Government of Ghana does not recognize any vaccine certificate from Malta. To this end, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration wishes to state that the general public should take note of the above and adhere to it accordingly. How our COVID-19 case is looking right now. On your screens, you will see the COVID dashboard, which shows new cases to stand at 71, active cases 973, confirmed cases now 131,911, deaths 1,255, and recoveries 129,683. And in that map, you would see that Greater Accra is still leading with infected cases, followed closely by the Ashanti region. Head of Risk Communication and Director of Health Promotions at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Abuaji Da Costa, is encouraging the public to comply with the COVID-19 protocols and not let their guard down, since the country is recording cases of the Omicron.
Yes, we are picking more cases at the airport, and we will obviously continue to monitor the measures that we have put in place, and should we have to take further actions, we will. But at the moment, it is really working well for us. I think because more people are testing positive, obviously, our isolation centers are also being stretched. So even the government isolation center, for example, is full. So we are using other facilities, other hotels that normally we would not have used. We would have only said that if you were Ghanaian, government will accommodate you. But now we have to use other hotels, and the numbers have actually increased. So that's one of the challenges. And also, because more people are testing positive at the airport, the stress on our staff and the others. So there are challenges, but I think it is effective. So we will continue to work within the best of our capacity. I think, like was said by Dr. Nsiah-Sarri, the first samples we took were from the airport, which we had about 34 of the Omicron. Then the second batch of sampling, which was the community sampling, we had between 6 and 7, but I think it is 7. So what we did was we obviously have to strengthen our community surveillance. Contact tracing actually occurred. So those people who were sitting on the flight and other people, they've been contacted. And contact tracing is obviously ongoing. But there is a next batch of community sampling that Noguchi and Warwick, they are also doing the genomic sequencing. So we will find out how many people do have the Omicron virus. Then at the same time, like as I said, our Director General puts it out.
Away from COVID-19, 2 persons have allegedly sustained gunshot wounds at a Samanket in the eastern region following the installation of Osaberima Etiabisa Kintinkapobi as a parole chief of the town. The installment was characterized by sporadic gunshots amidst resistance from some residents who are believed to be followers of Osaberima Eduda Akon III, another rival chief, while some residents pelted stones at thugs who facilitated security for the ceremony. Others fled the tensed scene. The gun-wielding thugs before the ceremony forcibly broke into the main palace while threatening lives and property. The presence of a police team, even though brought the volatile situation under control, could not stop the installment process. Osaberima Kintinkapobi Asmening, in a speech after his installment, said his legitimacy has been endorsed by Ekoforidia High Court.
Why if it's Nana Boy Yamwa, na Bedo, maybe Nana Boy Yamwa be a Yamin Fanny Greenshi. Bepim, Ina, Musu Yame, why Maduma Betra, Iguacasinudo. Na Molukon, or Nye Papa. Na Mokon, Oye. There wabo pada Wumbukunye, Ibadina Yaye. Sebi, Yabon. Na nyame no si nti se me nyame we si ni a ne ba di bem na ye nwan no wo hwehwe de wa bo pa de wo na de obi su nya information o ma a police fu wa so te na me da a police fu so me da wa so papa ina dwumeja wo di ma feteman na nyame nka IGP na ne police fu a sebi warn your man de ma Ghana de damun kofu ampanzo woni wo be shi atetete ima etuli kasa na e police we kum anan another 4 oni hye police we djuma wo ye di bua Ghana wo ye di bua feteman na ye opposition fu na won sebi adun papa nyi wo tim na de bia wa ye de won ma fete asumdwemban eyi no bia be hu de sana nye nananum no oye de bia no wo twantru de nananum no sana nye nananum no oye sana won na anytime bia no won peda asumdwe be ba fete okay me da police force pa nyame shan won kod won di da mujuman.
That was actually Gomwa Fete chief Nana Abo, who is thanking personnel of the Ghana police who have shot 5 people dead in the central region who were suspected of attempting to assassinate him. 3 others are said to be on the run. Information available to journeys indicates the suspects were contracted by some unidentified persons to assassinate the chief last night. But the chief, Nana Abo, tells Joy News an informant tipped off the police who laid ambush and shot the suspects. He's been thanking the Ghana police for averting the assassination and also assuring the people of Gumu Afete that he was legitimately installed and that they must give him all the support needed. Now, let's go back to Asamankese, where 2 persons have allegedly sustained gunshot wounds in the eastern region following the installation of Osaberima Etia Bisakantin Kapobi Asumening, a parole chief of the town. The installment was characterized by sporadic gunshots amidst resistance from some residents who are believed to be followers of Osaberima Edudako III, another rival chief. And while some residents pelted stones at thugs who facilitated security for the ceremony, others fled the tensed scene. The gun-wielding thugs before the ceremony forcibly broke into the main palace while threatening lives and property. The presence of a police team, even though brought the volatile situation under control, could not stop the installment process. Osaberima Kentin Kapobi Asumening, in a speech after his installment, said his legitimacy has been endorsed by Ekuforidua High Court.
And then put them. It's as I hear some by a check. Now, as you so, yeah, dear Samuel, I'm say a farmer for no, or Hema, and go for a default. Only form the High Court, say High Court in ruling a hot home could default. Yen, I call you, Fenno, I or see wo him, a consistent agreement letters or him being as a Mancase, a Busian Yensia, Nayan Pafo, Nancy's as a Mancase. Almost acquire P, our recently House of Chiefs, a hot home Colusia. It's another day, a Busia as a Macatia Kwamai, a year this year, a year or Sabema. Atia busa Kentin Kapobi Asumening say me amehwe esamaman akonya so e da pon da kese e ya sunje da kese e me samaman ane ne mpotem krata wo ho obi bia we no judgment ni nyina wo ho oba ye de be kiro ofori pani fie e na o be sa direction say ye nyi nipa foforo ye si se samakase he no he no no akasa chiche no ho si no he no onyo he enti eno ho ane ye gina ya high court no fu aso e me ne ye de amane kese ati se edema abrade ade se abusia.
In the last few hours, there's a response coming from the Ochehene traditional area. The statement released by the Achimabwakwa Traditional Council reads, request for the restoration of order as Asamankese Hene not destooled. The Ochehene Osajefo Mwitio Foripenyi implores your immediate and necessary action to restore normalcy and hold the restive situation at Asamankese. This comes upon receipt of disturbing reports that the chief of Awurasa, Barima Pobi Asumening II, has organized thugs and hoodlums to raid, seize, and occupy the Asamankese Palace. It is alleged that an unauthorized ceremony was held in the wee hours of this morning to purportedly install Barima Pobi Asumening II as chief of Asamankese under the supervision and misdirection of Barima Pobi Asumening, the chief of Kwaman. Further to the above, the Osajefo wishes to state unequivocally: 1. Osaberima Edudako III remains the legitimate chief of Asamankese. 2. That the purported installation of Barima Pobi Asumening II is unlawful, irregular, uncustomary, being an aberration of Achimabwakwa custom and therefore now void and of no effect. The development is at the background of a chieftaincy on powers resolved and determined in favor of Osaberima Edudako III, the legitimate chief of Asamankese, who has duly sworn the oath of allegiance to the Foripenyi stool, and the chief of Awurasa, Barima Pobi Asumening II, a former claimant to the Asamankese stool, who on several occasions related to this matter has been fined for serious customary infractions. Osajefo's views the incident of Monday as an affront to the dignity of Ochiman, a desecration and violation of its cherished customs and tradition, of greater imperative. This obscene, violent, and reckless conduct of Barima Pobi Asumening II has put Asamankese on the verge of civil strife, communal violence, and poses a threat to life and property. The Osajefo is, by this statement, calling on the peace-loving people of Asamankese and Osaberima Edudako III to continue to exercise restraint and preserve public safety and order. All Nananom must consider this matter as a severe customary aberration with unpardonable and irrevocable consequence, an assault to the dignity and integrity of Ochiman. Please accept the warm regards of the Osajefo. and it is signed by the Inspector General of Police. So State Secretary DM Oforiatta, it's copied to the Inspector General of Police, Ghana Police Service, and also copied to the Eastern Regional Police Commander, Eastern Regional, Samankesi Divisional Police Command. And still to come in business, economist Professor Godfred Bockman reiterates opposition to the e-levy, insisting it will not achieve the intended purpose.
The principle is wrong. Implementing is going to be problematic. You are taxing movement of money. You are not taxing transactions. And it's neither consumption tax nor income tax. You can't place it here or there.
It's time for business. I'm Charles IET. Economist Professor Godfred Bockman has reiterated his opposition to the e-levy, insisting it will not bring about the growth government expects. Professor Bockman maintains this will affect the country's financial inclusion agenda. Take a listen to him.
I don't subscribe to the Momo tax, right? The principle is wrong. Implementing is going to be problematic. You are taxing movement of money. You are not taxing transactions. And it's neither consumption tax nor income tax. You can't place it here or there and all of that. And you see, the reason I'm concerned is that COVID has fast-tracked the arrival of the fourth industrial revolution predicated on network readiness. What does that mean? So the digital economy is what is going to drive the job creation ambition of any serious country. So, and we know that taxation can be deployed, fiscal policy can be deployed to promote rather than hinder. Studies have shown that the digital economy is going to expand faster, okay, and more sustainably than the traditional economy. And the digital economy is the economy that is based on the deployment of technologies, apps, and the rest of them. So the economic output arising as a result of the deployment of these technological apps and the rest of it is essentially called the digital economy. And we have said that that is the way to go. Okay, and by so doing, you realize that we've been able to mobilize funds that have been outside the financial system into the financial system broadly under what we call financial inclusion. So at this early stage, you actually don't introduce a tax that will serve as a disincentive and drive people underground.
The Bank of Ghana says the lack of technological appreciation of some banking staff is affecting its fight against money laundering in the country. It says fraudsters are now adopting sophisticated approaches from tech platforms to move illegal funds around. Now, these concerns came up during a workshop in Takoradi, where Natalia Quansab has more.
Ghana was the first country in West Africa that went through the second round of mutual evaluation. And after the exercise, some deficiency regimes were identified in the financial sector of the country. After the identification, Ghana's financial regime was expected to be improved under the supervision of the International Review Group. In June this year, Ghana came off the FATF grey list after the International Cooperation Review Group conducted its on-site examination on Ghana in May to remain off the grey list.
Ghana was grey listed by the Financial Action Task Force, and it has to do with money laundering and terrorist financing. During that period, we have to take our regulated institutions through a series of workshops, sensitize them to improve on their compliance with the relevant money laundering and terrorist financing laws and regulation in Ghana. So we started this and we are continuing. Even though we are off the grey list, as I indicated, we have to prepare for the next round of mutual evaluation.
Mr. Nkrumah explains that the Bank of Ghana is focusing on the rural banks and microfinance institutions because they have low compliance levels.
When it comes to technical compliance, Ghana is up there. But when it comes to effectiveness, that is where we have the problem. And as I indicated earlier, we are targeting the low-tier institutions, microfinance institutions, microfinance, rural and community banks, and even forex bureaus to make sure that they put in place measures to mitigate it, so that when we get to the third round of virtual evaluation, we will not go back to the grey list.
Participants are being taken through one of the key aspects of continuous due diligence process of transaction monitoring. Here are some participants who have been sharing with Joy Business the importance of the training to their institution.
The training is in the right direction. I believe strongly it's important for us to more or less update ourselves, equip our knowledge as regards to the emerging trends. So it's something that will equip us for us to implement the various policies, guidelines, and also comply with the various AMS, CFT laws and other things. Yeah, that we are working with.
It will guide us on how to go about the policies, and then the procedures Bank of Ghana wants us to follow in order not to go Ghana, not to go into grey list again. And with this training, it's also impacting us, making us effective in our operations. This training will also help us to perform our duties as expected. So it's very, very important.
For Joy Business in Athalia Kwanza, Western Region.
And I'm Charles I. To end the business news, we have sports coming up. Please stay with us.
For sports, and Hearts of Oak Board Chairman Togbe Apede the 14th has backed new signing Gladson Awako to play an instrumental role in the club's Ghana Premier League title defense. Joy Sports, Asari Bediako, has the rest of the story.
Gladson Awako opened his Hearts of Oak account with a superb goal in the Ghana Premier League Week 8 encounter against Elmina Sharks at the Indium Sports Complex.
It's fantastic now. Here is Awako! My goodness! Dream debut for Gladson Awako with a majestic strike. It's Elmina Sharks still. Hearts of Oak 1. What a goal! Welcome to Hearts of Oak, Gladson Awako. He's a phobia now. Oh, what a goal. Once now. He needed that moment of quality, that moment of magic. And if there's one player who's got that magic in his legs, it's Gladson Awako. Yeah, a bit of fortune there from the deflection. Took the ball up and over the goalkeeper. Couldn't readjust himself to get to the flight of the ball, but Awako will claim it. It's just his goal. It's a strike. But once the ball pops up to him, look at what he does with his first touch. Sets it up nicely and beautifully and get the strike away. There you see the deflection from Awudu.
After an impressive performance for Great Olympics, Hearts of Oak Board Chairman Togbe Apede the 16th is backing the talented midfielder to bring his experience to bear on Coach Samuel Boadu's team as they fight to retain the title they won last season.
Awako was part of our plan. He wasn't available. Junior was part of our plan, he wasn't available. Afutu was part of our plan, he wasn't available. Konedu was part of our plan, he wasn't available. Okay, each one of those could have made some difference. So the plans of Awako did not come to us as a surprise. And we expect that his experience will benefit the others. And once he keeps a cool head, we expect a lot more from him, but not only from him, but from the team as a whole. We are very confident about our ability to defend our title.
Gladson Awako's Hearts of Oak will be chasing their third consecutive Ghana Premier League win when they go head-to-head with Dreams FC in Deu on Boxing Day.
Ghana Football Association has launched an innovative app that allows football fans to stream live Ghanaian matches, receive exclusive news and updates on Ghana football in real time. Here's DFA President Keto Kriku.
Beginning tomorrow, the app would receive a lot of exclusives, including, but not limited to, the official announcement of our Warriors, who will be journeying to Qatar and then to Cameroon to fight for honor and glory for our dear country. So just be ready. Tomorrow, the official squad announcement will not be on the FA website, and it will not be on the Facebook page. It will also not be on the YouTube. It will be here. Beyond Tomorrow, all the exclusives from the team's camp, all the behind-the-scenes news and the headlines would all be here on the app.
And that'll be it for sports. Time for showbiz. Becky is here with the very latest.
Hello to you,
Aisha. Hi, Becky.
I miss you too.
I miss you. Go back.
What do you make of my hair? Aisha, you should be very nice to me this evening because I'm a nice person.
You know, I'm always nice to you.
Okay.
And you look beautiful all the time.
Thank you.
Just tonight.
Now you can have your news. So it was, last night, you know, and this morning, because the show ended like 4 a.m., Jackie had her live experience at the La Palma Royal Beach Hotel. And it was an amazing time to be alive because I was there. And
live and colored.
Yeah. What's exciting is that she got to perform with her dad for the first time.
Oh, wow. That would be nice.
Was on stage. And so we had the opportunity to speak to Jackie and
her father.
Not her father. We couldn't speak to her father, but Jackie spoke to us.
Live with Jackie, an amazing concert. I give it 10 over 10. I don't know about you.
Thank you so much. I give it a 10 over 10 as well. I had an amazing time. My fans came through. My artists, my fellow artists, the big guys, they all came through for me. And for a new artist like myself, I'm so honored, I'm proud. And God bless each and every artist that came through to support me, and all the fans, all the media partners that came through. I am so honored, and I thank you, and I love you guys so much.
What got me is your performance with your dad. It's like the first time. How do you feel about it?
The first time ever. Everybody was amazed. Everybody was wild. It was an electrifying performance. And if you couldn't come for the show, I'm so sorry, but you missed out.
Well, how would you rate your 2021?
100 over 10. 100 over 10. Splendid.
Thank you so much. We wish you all the best. We are looking forward to, an incredible 2022. Your Christmas message.
Thank you so much for having me. I wish everybody a Merry, Happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Take care of yourself, protect yourself, and make sure you stay safe for us all.
Jackie there.
I can't believe Nana Champo was doing all those moves there. Goodness. Yes, I remember Nakavede fame.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It was
to be performing with his daughter.
It was a great experience.
I can imagine.
I loved it. So Stonebwoy, together with Beenie Man, will be performing tomorrow at BIM Concerts.
Yeah.
So they've been doing a couple of media rounds. They stopped by Joy Prime this morning, and it's a very beautiful conversation.
We'll be looking forward to that performance.
I am. They had a very beautiful conversation with Jay Foley this morning. Take a listen.
He's not my companion.
What is he?
He's my son.
Absolutely. Wait. So this morning, right? I was just getting ready, and I said, "Oh, wait a second. Beenie Man, Stonebwoy, like man boy."
You just went.
That's it.
The
boy is gonna grow one day.
You gotta grow, but the father have to have a son.
Absolutely. How did you guys connect?
God, no, it's Stonebwoy is the youth where when we come to Ghana, he's the youth where he's always there. You know, when it comes to dance and music, you know everybody. You know Rough Cut before me know Rough Cut. You know BSC, you know the drummer, everything. So as soon as the band reach in the town, the first person you see is the artist. Yeah, so he's the one who always put himself in the place and the position where people can know, say, yeah, this is my town and this is Ghana. I love the guys of Sugar. But when it comes to music, Stonebwoy is a genius.
Give thanks.
And respect him for it because he's coming from the street of this city, you know, and he make himself something of this city. And he become one of the biggest artists from this city. And I appreciate and love it.
Wow. Tomorrow, give us an idea of what we're going to expect on that stage.
Crazy show.
Done. Massive.
Can I ask the next question?
To all the Beam Nation
and the Beanie Man
and the Beanie Man fans.
What Beanie Man? You can't speak Patois. You should ask me to
That's what I'm trying to do right now, Aisha.
He actually said that. He said
I'm trying to speak Patois.
He said when it comes to music,
Stonebwoy is a genius. I heard that.
And he's been speaking a lot of Patois. But you see, that reminds me of your
Patois
that
days?
my Patois days.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like me dear pan, me watch around, that kind of thing.
Oh wow. Me guane me house in Emporiande in Burbs. This evening,
respect.
We're on
respect.
fire.
Respect.
We're on fire. Let's move on. We are not making sense.
Let's come back to Ghana.
Let's talk about Mr. Music Man, your favorite one.
The Maestro.
I know that you're looking forward to the 24th
I can't
concert.
wait for 24th.
He was on the Cosmopolitan Mix this morning, and he's been sharing with us exactly what to expect come 24th.
This year, I found this beautiful place at the East Legon,
right?
A place called The Icon.
Yes.
And the name tells you that. And you see, the venue always adds up to the performances that I do.
True.
And moving it from National Theatre, I wanted this intimacy, and those places afford me those opportunities to really get my fans very close to me,
right?
And it's not like you are far away and the fans are
somewhere
over
else,
there. And the new place already, I'm so excited about this new venue because of all the things that I see that I can do, the kind of music that I'll play. Where I'm coming on stage this time, probably with a grand piano and an upright piano,
right?
Set up aside from the stage, and that tells you that we are going to do a lot of these ballads, songs like you were playing when I entered the place, because it's going to be a lover's celebration,
right?
A night of celebrating love. I mean, it's great to be alive.
That's true.
We need to celebrate every minute,
every second,
hour, each day, and it's you with all this happening we live in unusual times.
True.
And so each day that you get up from bed, see jazz, sun, the beautiful sun, you need to celebrate.
Yeah.
And 24th is going to be a big thing for me,
right?
Because I feel great to be here. I feel good to be doing what I love doing, and it's a time for me to get on stage and share with the fans.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just love it. And flamenco. Is that all you can sing?
Do you have any other favorite song of Kojo Nji?
Well, I just love Kojo Nji. I think I can sing almost a lot of his songs. Remind me of one.
Don't you have to continue the news?
Becky, thank you so much for bringing us showbiz.
I'll go and get you a car.
You need to.
Yeah.
The Kojo Nji ticket.
Yeah, I'll get you a car too.
Okay, oh, definitely. You have to do that. You have to do that.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Becky, for that. And that will be it for showbiz. It's 4 days to Christmas, and this is usually characterized by long queues at bus terminals, waiting to make the annual trip to their hometowns to make merry. Top of the list of these travelers and drivers is safety, road crashes, and that of COVID-19. According to the Motor Traffic and Transport Directorate of the Ghana Police Service, more than 2,000 lives have been lost from January to November. How do we reduce these crashes and getting these families to their destinations safely? Michael Papaniashale has been interacting with some bus conductors and passengers and has come through with this report.
Top of the list of the concerns for many of the people embarking on this journey is safety. One has to do with on the road, and the other is amongst us everywhere we go. COVID-19?
I would say it's about COVID. Yeah. Normally, I have no problem traveling from wherever I am to anywhere, but then the outbreak, yes, safety has become very important. So I think that is the only problem I have right now. It's just drive carefully, yeah, and then make sure the protocols are observed, yeah.
On road crashes, more than 2,000 people have lost their lives this year alone. What can we do? Let's talk to the drivers and find out what they want us to do together to make sure this is curtailed. So what he's been saying is that, well, he knows there are challenges on the road, especially with the width of the road, but he thinks that with patience from drivers especially, they can transport passengers safely to their destinations. Again, he mentions the aspect of how long it takes them to get to their journey, especially because of the road strips that you find, a lot of road ramps, which is preventing them from getting to their destination. Sometimes the passengers get agitated that they're expecting to get to a destination in a particular time frame, but that is not the case at the end of the day.
Accident today, say we were say accident normally you. Once we have Ghana and we are penta. When the traffic, say traffic Ghana had the traffic dear, baby no traffic in here. So what he's telling me is that, well, he's bringing a new dimension to it. He says that sometimes there's pressure from the passengers themselves. That the thinking is that from Accra to Kumasi should be somewhere 4 to 5 hours. However, if you add the traffic, which he says that is becoming more dense lately, if you add the traffic to it, it should be way more than the expected 4 hours. So some of these passengers sometimes put pressure on them. And sometimes the reason for the road crashes that we observe. What trying to hire a fastest crowd? Kwamuda maybe about 5 hours, 6 hours. So I know soon do a carriage. A single lane near Bunsa, and 2 or 2 hours, so dinner chia, won't mean Sano. Touch the machine, also Nyabo Tre. Intend to was some transport operators have gone as far as incentivizing their drivers to take the passengers safely to their destinations.
Basically, drivers are required to undergo training, and up to 75% of our drivers have undergone that training. But ahead of the Christmas, the standard instructions are that they should pipe down and then be more observant on the highways, because we perceive more congestion on the highway, and it's very important they are much more observant and drive with due care and attention. We are aiming to record 0 accident for the VIP John transport. So every single driver who is able to achieve that 0 tolerance for accident will be rewarded at the end of the day.
This bus, like many others, transporting thousands of people to their various destinations this season. It takes pedestrians, it takes passengers, and then the drivers themselves and their transport operators to make sure that it is event-free, that everyone arrives at their location safely. Reporting from Circle, Michael Papaniashali for Joy News.
The Volta Regional Police Command has arrested a total of 115 motorbike riders and 36 narcotics peddlers. The suspects were rounded up in a swoop conducted by the command in Akachi, Aplao, and Ketu South municipalities of the region. The command says it is currently screening and investigating the suspects for possible prosecution. Volta Regional Police PRO Ifia Tenge says the exercise is part of efforts to ensure a safe, secure atmosphere for the Yuletide celebration in the Volta region.
The Volta Regional Police Command, as part of its effort to sanitize the system ahead of the Christmas festivity, have embarked on a massive operation within Akachi and Aplao. And first of all, the operation was to check incidents of lawlessness, narcotic peddling, and also abuse of motorcycles within our area of operation. And at the end of this exercise, A total number of 115 motorbikes, together with their riders, have been arrested. Again, a number of 36 suspected narcotic peddlers were also arrested, including 8 females. They are all to undergo through various levels of screening, and those who will be found culpable will be made to face the law. As we prepare for the Christmas festivity, the command is not leaving any stone unturned. We want to assure members of the public that any activity that borders on criminality shall be dealt with. And so this is one of the ways the command is sanitizing the areas where we believe drug peddlers or criminal elements usually hide to perpetrate their crimes. And so we will continue with this to ensure that the entire...
Minister of Education, Dr. Elsie Duchum, has urged graduates to focus on inventing solutions to problems in the country. He encouraged the youth to have self-confidence in facing the world of work. The minister was speaking at the 45th congregation of the Christian Service University College on the theme, The Future of Tertiary Education in Ghana, the Place of Private University.
The occasion saw 479 students graduate from faculties of humanities, business, health and applied sciences. 108 were postgraduate students, 350 undergraduates, and 21 certificates. Education Minister Dr. Yao Osei Edichum urged graduates to focus on inventing solutions to problems of society.
So as you move forward from here, begin to understand that the future is in your hands. The future of this nation is in our hands. It's not in the hands of a few. What you do today, what you do tomorrow, the invention that you bring about is what will transform this nation. Don't say to yourself, oh, I did communication, I'm not the one to invent. You are the one to invent because you can write very well. You can communicate your ideas very well. You will invent things better than sometimes the engineer who cannot communicate his ideas very well. So don't limit yourself. That's what I want you to take away from here. Don't just look at us as the politicians. Do your part. And if we come together as a nation and we begin to do our part, this country's fortunes will be transformed faster than when we delegate everything to those of us in Parliament.
President of Christian Service University College, Professor Samuel Afrane, called on government to support private tertiary institutions.
There is no doubt that private universities are an important component of our national educational assets. However, we face several challenges relating particularly to our regulatory environment within which we operate. These challenges affect our growth and ability to contribute effectively to the delivery of tertiary education in Ghana. The leadership of the Private Universities Association has brought some of these issues to the attention of the Honorable Minister of Education. And we are very grateful for his kind assurances to address these concerns. We pray that God will give him wisdom and direction as he works on these issues on our behalf.
Abdul Latif Awar's report read to you.
Government has awarded a contract for the construction of 3 more culverts at the Taha Bridge to stop the annual flooding in the area. Over 8 communities along the bridge each year have difficulties crossing because of flooding anytime it rains. In some cases, farmlands and homes are flooded, destroying properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis.
Residents of Taha and 8 adjoining communities who over the years have petitioned governments to address the challenge had their prayers answered earlier this year when the Assembly awarded the contract for the construction of the bridge. When the bridge was done, instead of it addressing the flooding, it was their nightmare. It triggered an unprecedented flooding in the area in August. The Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoah-Quattah, visited the area and promised some roads and drains will be redesigned and awarded. In that regard, government has awarded the contract to Insan Ghana Limited, who is expected to work on the roads around Kalpohini and 4 areas, including the bridge. A representative of Insan Ghana Limited, Alhassan Idrisu, said they will be constructing 3 major culverts in the area.
Added 3 by 3 culverts, which means that we are going to, because over there is a storm drain there which is silted, which was supposed to be cleared. But before that will be done, we're supposed to construct an outpour drain to come and connect to the culvert. So because of that, the engineers have instructed us to plan the culvert to 3 by 3, which means that we are going to do that by Sunday. It's supposed to be like, maybe the layman view, it's supposed to be 3 in the chambers. And then it will construct 3 of such bigger distance, which is very larger, in such a way that it can contain all the output water that will come to it. So with this one, that will be the end of the problems within this area.
He said the contract includes drains and roadworks along the Sangane and 4 areas.
As we speak now, we are almost 85% complete of the project, because we expect to complete the project within the next 6 months. And because we plan to finish the project because before the next rains. And the project starts from, there is a storm drain from Gumani linking to the cemetery area of Sangane. And through that, when it rains heavily, most of the areas down here up to Global Dream, then to Oboy Azima area there, leading to Fo and Taha, get flooded. People suffer. So we started this project that was last year. And we are almost done with the drainage.
In appreciation for what the Minister for Roads and Highways has done for the community presented him with a bull as their way of saying thank you. Ismail Khalid Abu, who spoke on behalf of the community, said this is the single biggest project ever in the area.
Every rainy season, we realize that this community is submerged with water. Destroy farmlands, and water run into people's homes. Some of them are even homeless, they can't even get homes. And that is why we are so appreciative to the Minister for Roads for this project. As a community, Fo and Kalpohini community, we're highly elated. We cannot even, appreciation is an understatement. So we came together to see how best we can also just give our widows' minds for him to appreciate that we appreciate what he has done for us.
And that's where we draw the curtains on Joy News Prime. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.